What is up, everybody? Tuberversity here today, and we're going to talk about that new Xbox controversy that is out right now. It's really the same recycle controversy at this point, that Xbox is going third party, Xbox is doomed and gloom, all the nonsense that Xbox is about to be over. It's the end of Xbox. The same controversy we've been here for the longest. But it's revamped, it's repackaged once again. So Xbox recently had their developer direct. Pretty interesting showcase. They showed off more gameplay of South of Midnight. We saw even surprises from Ninja Gaiden 2 remake is happening, which is just released on Game Pass. And Ninja Gaiden 4 is coming out very soon. We showed off more of the third-party games. So, I mean, it's a good showcase. They showed off more extra stuff, which I'm excited for. But the controversy, what we want to talk about, the juicy stuff that's going on right now. Phil Spencer did an interview on, I forgot what it's Paris's podcast, what it was called. But he did an interview where he says, hey, Xbox is bringing more games over to different platforms, which we already knew. So it kind of reignited the whole thing. The Xbox is going third. They're acting very third-party-ish. It's like, why should people buy an Xbox? And then you got the so-called PC gamers, because PC gamers love to involve themselves in the whole console war debacle, console debates. Even though they play on game on PC, they just love to be involved in console discussion talking points. But they're giving the point that, hey, you console gamers need to get over this. I don't see why you're angry. You need to be a mature gamer because you should not have exclusives on Xbox. You should not care about exclusives. But it's like PlayStation has exclusives, Nintendo has exclusives, but the only people who need to be okay with having exclusives is Xbox, apparently, which makes no sense. So I don't get that logic. But this is what this guy wrote, and this is what people are reacting to right here. If you're upset about Xbox making their games available on multiple platforms, you're missing the point of what gaming is all about. Being a true gamer isn't about gatekeeping games to one console just for the sake of exclusivity. I agree to an extent, but if all these companies were having that same mindset, that same kumbaya mindset, then I would agree with that, but they don't. PlayStation has exclusives, Nintendo has exclusives, Xbox should have exclusives as well. It's just that simple. Arguing over which console has the best exclusives is one of the silliest reasons to choose a gaming system, but that has been the reason for since beginning of gaming has begun. They had exclusive games, their systems from the get go. Consoles has always had exclusive games. I don't know what this new narrative is about now, that you're immature because you want your system to have exclusives. He says gaming should be about enjoying great games. I agree. No matter what they're played, if your console loyalty is based solely on exclusives, you might want to reconsider what being a gamer really means to you. No, is that next generation comes, these consoles gonna be around $500+. It's like, why buy both consoles, an Xbox and a PlayStation, if I could just buy a PlayStation and get Xbox games the same? They both it's still gonna come to PlayStation, so it don't make any sense to buy both consoles, so I could just buy one. So, I mean, this is their new strategy. I mean, Microsoft's probably making a lot of money if their games go to PlayStation, I'm pretty sure, because you're not limited your games to just the one console space. You're limited to PlayStations, Nintendo, and PC, and your own base as well. So, I mean, they're making money, sure, but you're losing out on games. Like, if you got a PlayStation, you got more games, you got access to more games with this new strategy they're doing. So it's like, I don't see the reason to buy another Xbox, to be honest. Sure, the one advantage they have right now is that you got Game Pass, which is still an amazing service, which that's like the only exclusive. you get the Ring games, great third and first party games for $20 a month, which is great. Then outright paying $70, which is the greatest. That's a big advantage over PlayStation by far, but still. I mean, I can wait for games to go down in price if that prevents me from buying another $500 console, $500+ console. So, I'm just not seeing why these PC gamers are acting so dense, or people be upset about this right here, because we've seen Sega before in the past. Sega made consoles too. Now they don't make consoles; they just make games. People worried about Microsoft going the same way, where they have, because sure, we know they're doing a console next generation, but maybe the generation after that, they don't do a console anymore. Now they're just making games now, publishing games. So who knows? This is some spooky territory right here. The future for Microsoft is not very clear. At the generation after this one, to be honest. So that's what people are upset about this. People don't want to have a console for this and next generation, then the generation after that is like it just disappears because they just want to focus on making games now. So I'm not having a console because console sales no longer matter. So let's see what we got to say about this. People are allowed to be upset that the console they enjoy misses out on more games than the others, which is reasonable. It's like PlayStation is getting everybody games, they're getting Xbox games, and they're getting all exclusive games. Xbox is not getting PlayStation's games, so I don't see why people aren't upset. Why people act like they don't understand. People are upset about this. Sure, I prefer the ecosystem for Xbox, but if PlayStation is getting Xbox games and Xbox isn't getting anything in return, then I might be jumping ship to that PlayStation. It's just that simple. But it is kind of funny how these same PlayStation dudes who were hating on Xbox games before, all of a sudden they just love these Xbox games now. Can't wait to play Halo on PlayStation. So if that's the case, why did you just buy an Xbox before to play all these Xbox games? Why are you just now playing on PlayStation because of this rumor that you might be able to play Halo on PlayStation? Then push for Sony to do the same. A very disingenuous post because Sony is pushing games to be on PC, sure, but they're not putting their games on Xbox. So that's very disingenuous. They might in the future. No, I don't even think that. Like I don't even think they even put their. I don't think even in the future that PlayStation gonna put their games on Xbox. I think they just want to have that thing to themselves and just maybe put on PC at most. I don't think they're putting their games on Xbox. They still view them as competition. Let's see. Let's look at a hypothetical. Timmy can only afford one console. Timmy wants to play PS5 games and Xbox games. What console should Timmy get? Timmy will buy PS5 because now Timmy can play both sets of games. Very true. So that's probably going to be the logic, the thought process for next generation. It's like, if that's the way Xbox is moving, but why not just buy the PS5 and cut out the Xbox? So let's see. All games should be on the one console. What's the point of PS5, Xbox Series X, and the Switch being out at the same time? People are upset because Xbox is missing out on games, and put your games on other platforms won't help the platform you invested in grow. You donkey. So they're roasting this dude, rightfully so, because I just hate like this fakeness, like where this fake act like you're such a mature gamer because you don't care about exclusives. When meanwhile, it's not benefiting the Xbox gamer. The exclusives to go on different platforms. Like, it's just so fake. It's just so fake. And then this interview, the interview Phil Spencer did, it was such PR speak. Like, I'm just listening to this whole interview. It's so much PR speak. Like, he didn't really answer anything. It's like the same thing with that Sarah Bond, when the interview she did with them went viral. It's the same thing here. It's just these PR speaks. Don't really give any definitive answers. Like, it's just like who cares? I'm done listening to these interviews at this point. There's a whole bunch of PR babble at this point. Like, they don't really answer. They don't really give you like a definitive answer. Like, you're talking about Steam and like Steam Deck, putting your games on Steam Deck and Switch. People don't want to care if your stuff going on PlayStation. Like, if all the exclusives are going to PlayStation now, like, answer the real question. It's like this whole PR babble. It's just so annoying to listen to be honest. This person says, how I see it, and I know others won't see it this way, I think it's dope. I want more people to enjoy what I play about the exclusivity. Sure, you can take that stance that you want more people to play their games that you enjoy. But the flip side is that you don't get anything in return. Xbox games aren't getting anything in return from this whole process right here. Xbox games are going to PlayStation. PlayStation games aren't going to Xbox. There's nothing reciprocal about this whole exchange right here. So it doesn't make any sense to me. Folks are more concerned with their plastic box holding value for them personally than they are the health and wealth of the games they like. Why didn't just never have these like kumbaya, these higher than thou moral gaming stances? Why are these stances just never held towards PlayStation or Nintendo? Have the same energy when PlayStation announces Last of Us Part 3, and this is not hitting on that. It's not coming on Xbox. Where are these people then? I guess sure they'll be like, hey, it's coming to PC though. That's not Xbox. It's not Xbox, so I don't care. Or when Nintendo releases their next exclusive Mario game, have this whole stance then. I was like, this is so ridiculous. Like, this is such a fake, disingenuous discussion right here. They want to say it's gatekeeping or whatever, but you never have the same discussion when Nintendo chooses to have exclusives or when PlayStation chooses not to put their games on Xbox. Like, it's just ridiculous. Brand loyalists are the dumbest people in society. Who doesn't have loyalty to a brand to a certain extent? Like, it's so dumb. As a dude who has a Gears avatar, so you have some type of brand loyalty to an extent. Like, if you know a brand that you like, you're gonna stick with it. Like, why is that dumb? Let's see. The only people who hate it are gamers who want to force the arbitrary console wars. Yes, because it's just console war nonsense. It's not the fact that PlayStation gets more stuff than you do, and you're paying the same value. The end of console exclusive games is a massive W when it's not, because PlayStation still doesn't have exclusive games. That's not going to be on Xbox. It's a one-way street of Xbox gamers getting screwed over in exclusive games, but okay. People spent $5 on a box being told games will come. They came and went elsewhere on the Game Pass hoses for value. On Game Pass, it's pretty much the essential value, which I agree. Game Pass is only a real major selling point. Even though I think Xbox has a better gaming lineup this year, to be honest, than PlayStation by far. They're definitely killing it with the games that are coming out, but this whole notion of putting games to PlayStation, I'm still not vibing with that decision. But this is Microsoft was $1 trillion company. It is what it is. I'm just looking to look out for my own pocket because I'm not really feeling this decision. But I'm gonna enjoy Game Pass while I can. Alright, kid. I already know I'm older than you and have more hours in games you can't comprehend. I built PCs probably before you were thought in mommy and daddy's head. Jeez. People are really going in on this comment. You don't speak for gamers and shut up with takes like this. At least somebody's pushing back against this nonsense, because way too many people are being like this whole like kumbaya, you guys need to grow up with the console war nonsense. So it's like, bro, why are we buying a console? There's no exclusives. Like, what's the purpose of that? I just don't get it. This isn't some console war nonsense. Xbox fans are upset because when everyone plays, we all win is a one-way street, because while Xbox puts their games everywhere, they keep seeing some of the biggest games of the year miss the platform. How can folks be so dense on this? I think people are just faking being dense for engagement at this point, because how do you not get what's going on? Why people are upset about this? A noble but just ass take. Oh man. I think if you're not criticizing this approach, then you don't actually care about video games. I'd rather people just say they don't care about this whole conversation in general, because these old PC gamers involving themselves into this whole console discussion is just annoying at this point. Like, if you don't care about consoles, why are you talking about this? Why are you constantly involved in the console discussion? I don't know. They just want to be heard, I guess. But yeah, I'm going to conclude it right here. I think there's a valid reason people be upset about this whole decision for Xbox putting their games to PlayStation and other consoles, while the Xbox gamers get nothing in return, pretty much. I mean, we got great games coming out, but it's like, we aren't getting PlayStation games. Which, I understand why, because they're losing this console race thing, console department, but it still sucks. But I'm going to conclude it right here. Definitely share your thoughts down below about this. Leave a like to this video, and as always, thanks for watching, and peace.